Okay, so Rangi Chase today has been banned for 2 years because he failed a drugs test with cocaine in his system. He was last playing for Widnes Vikings. He's 31. His rugby league career, I think, is cooked. I don't think he's coming back. If he does, he'll be 33, and I think the game would develop so much that I don't think he would be able to play at a decent level again. So yeah, third English player, one of three English players being Zach Hardacre and Adam Walker to fail. And if anyone tells me that rugby league or rugby or any sport in general does not have an issue here, I could list off the amount of rugby league players who've had cocaine scandals this summer. I could. You've got three New Zealanders and Sean Hino, Kevin Proctor and Jesse Bromwich. You've got Ben Barber last year. You've got the chairman of Cronulla Sharks during a business meeting racks up a line in front of a journalist. So, back to point. I have concerns that the sport has failed the players because it does not seem to have the protocols in place where a player can come forward and say, "Hey coach, I need to talk to you about something," or "Hey doc, can I talk to you about something? I've got an issue with X, Y, Z." That's one thing. They've also failed the sport by doing this, and they failed the fans, but the sport's failed them. Because the protocols only come out saying, "Oh, but we have these protocols in place. We'll advertise them." So the fans know they're there, the players know they're there, the press know they're there. Because to mention that these protocols are widely known, bullshit. Horseshit. It's a joke. Here's the thing. I know certain jobs, so working for let's say you're doing a defence contractor, you're working at an airport, you're going to get drugs tested. If you fail, you're done. If you've got a history of drug abuse use, you fail, you're done. Certain jobs, I get that. Sports is the same. You know, as soon as you sign up, that if you do any, unless you have a reason like medication-wise, and you have many circumstances, you're done. Simple. It's embarrassing that a professional sportsman thinks he can get away with it. It's embarrassing. I'm not going to go into the side. I could go into the social sides, and the video will be 20-30 minutes long, and I don't want that. I want to keep this video short. He's been banned for 2 years. He's let himself, his side, his code, his sport, his country. He's let everyone down. He obviously didn't mention any mitigating circumstances like I'm suffering from mental health issues or whatever, because Jake Livermore did and got a reduced ban because his daughter had just died. The fact that the club had failed to rally around and say, "Look, mate, just take some time," when he was playing for Hull, means the club let him down. As far as I know, none of these three players have any mitigating circumstances, so they've clearly got an issue with, "Hey, I'm a professional sportsman. I'm an egotistical wanker. I'm going to do this. I think I'm invincible." Because if they're going with that attitude, 20-year-old rookies have that attitude. These are experienced players you can call out. It's embarrassing. They should know better. They're role models. So I'm just going to leave that there. If that's the attitude they have, and I'm not saying they do, but it seems to come across as a fan that they do. As someone who's played at amateur level rugby, it's embarrassing. It is really, really embarrassing. It's a letdown for every single clean player. Players go through hard times. People go through loss, bereavement, hard times, so their form's dipping, so they're getting stressed. And it's worrying that it only comes out that there's protocols in place for addiction and player welfare help after the incident. Not before the incident, when they could actually help these people after. So when the situation's got so out of control that they failed the drugs test, or they have a drink problem to the point where they are full-blown alcoholic, or they're so mentally ill, stress-wise, that they no longer can play the sport, but they've got to retire with health issues. So I look at Marcus Trothick, Jonathan Trott, several cricketers basically who had nervous breakdowns whilst on the Ashes tour a couple of years ago. I look at Frank Bruno, had a complete, even though he'd actually retired from boxing, he had a complete mental breakdown, didn't talk properly for 2 years. Clark Carlisle was trying to kill himself. This is not an isolated thing. These aren't isolated incidents of mental health in sport. So they do all these lovely charity drives. They don't address the issue at source. The fact that Rangi Chase, though, it appears that he doesn't have a disciplinary issue like with the police, like a police record like Zach Hardacre. So I'm surprised that wasn't taken. But the rules are the rules. He broke them. I have limited sympathy. As an ex-addict, I do have sympathy with someone who's struggling with addiction and struggling with issues. But when you choose to continue and think you can get away with it, it gets a bit embarrassing because people will know you've got a problem. So it seems like there's a culture where like, a bit of coke's fine. Not that bad. It's not heroin, is it? That's the attitude that kills people. That's the attitude that ruins lives. So the sport itself has got to have an anti-drug awareness drive. It has to engage the fans, it has to engage the players, it has to engage board members, it has to engage chairmen, owners. The collective British sport needs to have an anti-drugs drive because there's too many negative stories at the moment, and it's embarrassing and it's worrying. But that's my view on it. He's got 2 years. What's done is done. Is his career over? Probably. That's him done. Zach Hardacre, another example. Is his career over? He's that bit younger. He's 24, 25. 2 years, he'll be 26, 27, 28. Maybe not. He still has a time ahead of him, but he's got so many off the field issues that he could also be done. This Adam Walker, I don't know enough about the player to pass comment. He's not a household name in rugby league as other players are, so has he damaged his career? Quite possibly his career's done as well. That's 3 players in Britain in the space of like a couple of months. It's embarrassing. The sport's got an issue, clearly. Otherwise, it'll be like once every couple of years a player gets done. That's 3 in 3 months. 2 in the same game. So yeah, there is a problem there. And people can disagree with me on that. People say, oh no, it's literally just a few bad eggs. But why are all the bad eggs get caught at the same time then? Why if it's so isolated, why is it only once every couple of years that a player gets done? Why is it that 7 players in a year, because I'm going from the Ben Barber incident onwards, have been caught out with cocaine then? Okay, admittedly 3 of them were caught out by the police, but, and they didn't fail a drugs test, and they were in, that's different, but why is it that 7 players across 2 different countries, 2 different continents, and a whole load of countries in between, across the world from each other, have got done? There you go. To say it's isolated is now a little bit thin. Because if players from multiple different clubs have got done, it's not just a one club issue like Bath in rugby union where there was the issue with the whole Bath cocaine scandal with Matt Stevens being the scapegoat. No. This is far, far bigger. Far bigger. This spans continents. This is not just isolated. No. It's just, there is a minority, but there's a culture there. So that's got to be looked into, and the sport's got to look itself in the mirror and go, we have a problem. Come up with some solutions. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, place your comments below. I'll have some more videos for you soon. And enjoy the rest of your evening. If it's obviously over in Australia, New Zealand, enjoy the Ashes today. And if you are in America, happy Thanksgiving.